Number one way CPS violates a parent's rights is by making sure and betting on the parent not knowing their rights. Knowing your rights can save your family. And so in today's video, I'm here to inform you of all the things you need to know in the beginning of your CPS case. And then I'll have other videos posted for the middle and then the end. So please subscribe to my channel. Correction, this is not my channel. This is our channel. This is a healing channel for all mothers across the country who have been traumatized by CPS and for families who have been possibly destroyed by CPS. This is our healing community, our channel. Okay, so when CPS shows up at your house, they do not have a right to come in without a warrant. Even if they have a court order to remove your child, if your child's in your home, they have no right in your home. These are technicalities that most parents don't know. And even if you've heard what I'm saying before, in the traumatized, heated moment of somebody trying to take your kids from you, your brain does not think clearly whatsoever. So have compassion for yourself always, always. That being said, this information is so important and it's such a game changer that I'm going to keep sharing it. I am. So when a CPS investigator comes to your door, they want to speak with you, your children, possibly more family members. They want to come in your home. Okay. CPS investigators are trying to manufacture a case against you. They are not on your side. Some of them pretend to be friendly, like they're your friend. They're not. And some don't even try. Some are just straight up bullies and rude and aggressive. So none of that matters. You are the only one in this equation who cares about what's best for your children. So the thing that I recommend to do is to not let them in your home. That gives them too many things to try to grab, to hold, and use against you. So my recommendation is to let them see your children for just a minute or less outside your door. They can see that the children are not hurt. They can see that the children are okay. And then the children can go back inside where they're safe and you can politely ask them to leave. I do have a script to read to you. It's short. And like I said, I know it's hard to remember things in these moments, but you never know. So let me share the script with you. I understand your concern, but I would like clarification in writing. Can you please provide documentation of the allegations and your authority to enter without a court order? I'll also share this. If you don't cooperate, we can take your kids. I'm willing to cooperate, and I want everything to be done correctly. I am requesting my rights and the allegations in writing. When I receive them, I will respond in writing. The most common response I get right here from people who haven't been through this is, let them in. If you have nothing to hide and you're not guilty of anything, just let them in. And that is logic. That is logic. They're right. That's right. I understand that. But a parent can't use logic when dealing with these people. We can't. If you have nothing to hide, just let them in. It doesn't work here. Another crucial point that's happening right here is parents overshare. You don't have to answer their questions. You don't owe these people anything. Okay? I recommend not answering any of their questions. I'm not saying be difficult, but yes, I'm so-and-so. Yes, my children are safe. Do you have my allegations in writing? Do you have a warrant to enter my home? If not, then have a good day. I'll be contacting my lawyer, and any further communication can go on with the presence of my lawyer. It doesn't matter if you don't have a lawyer. They're never going to know. When they hear lawyer and they see that you know how to exercise your rights, the investigations are usually ended very soon after that. So But once you let them in your house, even if you're innocent, they can turn the littlest thing into a big thing. They can make up a total lie. When they take your children and then have to go to court to prove that it was reasonable, they don't have to have evidence. That's something I hope to change soon through legislation and parents advocating and people waking up. CPS just has to go to court and tell the judge their side, their narrative. They don't have to have proof. There is no like standard like there is in a criminal case. This is a family court case where the standard of proof is so low, it's called preponderance of evidence. And there just has to be a 51% likeliness that this could be true. They do not have to prove it's true. So parents get bamboozled from the very beginning. And it is a violation of our constitutional rights. We have the right to due process. We have the right for probable cause. So it's a major constitutional violation. And so as soon as they enter your property or your life or question you, it is good to immediately start learning your rights, start refreshing what you know, learn more, choose an AI, ask questions, ask what to expect. Don't let them catch you off guard. Learn your state statutes. Go to Google, whatever state you're in, type it in, and then state statutes, chapter on dependency. Look over that. It'll tell you everything they're allowed to do, and it'll tell you everything they're supposed to do. The most knowledge you can absorb is obviously the best. I know once your children are removed, paying attention and thinking strategically is very difficult when you're a mother without your child. I know. But I'm telling you, this stuff is so important that if I would have known this then like I do now, I'd be sitting here with my children today raising them. So if the investigation opens a case, whether that be judicial and your children are removed or in-home safety plan, you need to just start getting practice, just start everything in writing, That's helps protect you. Don't be scared to ask for it in writing. These people have a way of intimidating and bullying you. And it is scary. It's very scary. But it's a simple, logical, reasonable request. Can you give me that in writing? I need that for documentation in writing. And as you're documenting everything yourself and keeping everything in some sort of organized form or binder or something, after every phone call, try to communicate with your lawyer and your caseworker or any supervisors or anything through email or phone. So it's there in writing. You can screenshot it, print it, whatever. If there is a phone call or an in-person or a hallway conversation, follow it up with a text message. Following our conversation, I want to make sure I have this understood. I X, Y, and Z, and expect X, Y, and I'll expect Z's. You know, you want to document everything that was said verbally. If they give you services, you need those service referrals in writing. And then once you start your services, you need to document yourself that, you know, your participation. And you need to then give that to your caseworker and your attorney. Don't rely on them for anything. Also, I recommend weekly to send your caseworker a text that says, this week I learned such and such and applied it in this example. Or if there's anything that you need to update them about, do it in writing. Make sure that you're already creating the evidence for your case, your lease, or if you own a home, your work schedule or paycheck stubs. You want to immediately start creating your defense. in this courtroom, you are guilty before proven guilty. It's a very traumatizing, violating, unjust courtroom. And these people, especially when your children are removed, your life becomes a living nightmare. And so these are all things to help you. Getting it in writing and keeping all the documentation anyway is beneficial because you're traumatized and your memory and it's not the same. And so these are all things that are going to help you. If your children are removed, request your discovery early on. I didn't know anything about the discovery when I had an open case. Every court case has a discovery. Okay. A lot of times CPS doesn't like to hand it over. A lot of times your attorney doesn't request it or even go over it with you, like in my case. But I'm here to tell you, every court case has a discovery. And in that discovery, CPS has to put in it the evidence against you. And so a lot of times that evidence is hearsay. And a lot of times that evidence is not true. And so you have every right to know what they're holding against you when you request your discovery and also your records. But you have to specifically request this part of your records. But you have a right to the information and the notes that your caseworker is putting in about you. So this is really, really important information that a lot of parents don't know about, that is available to you to help you reunify, and if you catch it early enough on in your case, you can possibly use all of this information as a motion to dismiss. Have the whole case dismissed, then people out of your lives and your children immediately returned home. So in that binder I mentioned, create a timeline and put in every important thing that happens. Copies and screenshots of your conversations, any proof that you are stable, paycheck stubs, your work schedule. Also, there was something else. But know that this presents you in court as the responsible, prepared parent. Not crazy. This is you this is you advocating for your family's rights. For this video, thank you for watching. Down below in the descriptions is a link to the community I've created for moms who are healing through ambiguous grief on TikTok. There are links to resources, there's links to the blogs I write, and there's also a link to the show, the podcast, the live stream podcast that I am the host of every Saturday at 8 p.m. Central on the CPS Breaking News channel. And so check out the description below. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you next time. The healing community on TikTok and the resources aren't just for parents healing. They're also for parents with open cases who are still fighting. And in regards to healing, in the description is a link to a support group, a nationwide support group, the only one in the country that supports parents whose children are being parented by somebody else. I attend weekly, sometimes 3-4 times a week. Depends on where my grief is at. So I would love to see you there, and I welcome you to that support group. Bellis, link in the description. Bye.